Hey everybody! Today I'll be showing you what a typical morning in my life looked like. Before the pandemic, of course. Looking back on this footage makes me reminisce and realize that even little things like living in a dorm, getting breakfast with a friend, or going to practice I took for granted. I can't wait for the day that I can give my friends a big hug and tell them how much I've missed them. Without further ado, welcome to my morning routine. Let's go to practice. The first thing I do when I wake up is go straight to rowing practice, which starts at 6:45 a.m. While we usually have practice on the water, today we had practice on campus. It's cold. Our practices are held in a basketball court. Since I'm a coxswain and there are no boats to steer on land, my job here is to set up the ergs, choose a playlist, and generally give encouragement to the rowers. These workouts are really tough. My coach once told me that she created a workout that she knew the rowers wouldn't be able to do just to test them and make them tough. Looking back, that is pretty savage, but I guess that's why we're so competitive. I can't fully tell you what it feels like to be on an erg and go really hard, but here's what my friend said. Can you describe what a really hard erg piece feels like? It sucks and I hated it. Sometimes I'll erg with the rowers just so I can sympathize with their pain. Although I'm 20 times slower than them, doing this allows me to appreciate all that they do for this sport. After 2 long hours of practice, we clean up and head to breakfast. Today I got breakfast with my friend Anne, who is a teammate of mine. We brought the food back to my dorm and had a fascinating chat about alpacas. Anne is one of the sweetest and kindest and awesomest people I know, and she also happens to live with 50 alpacas. It's crazy. We just came back from practice. This is Anne. Hey. She's a junior. You have 50 alpacas.
Yes.
That's insane. Wait, okay. Tell me a little bit about the alpaca farm. How many are like adults and how many are babies?
There's 3 babies and the rest are all at least over 2 years old. And yeah, they all have names. They're
That's so cute.
Super huggable.
Oh my gosh. How tall are they?
Like at their head, probably like 5'5" to 5'8".
It's super cool. Bye, Anne.
Bye,
I'll see you later.
See ya.
Have fun in class.
You too. Thanks for driving.
Yep. So I just had breakfast with my friend Anne, and now I'm doing my work for the New Testament class. So basically right now I'm reading the Gospel of Matthew, and it's interesting because apparently the Gospels of Luke and Matthew both took inspiration from the Gospel of Mark, which was written first, as most scholars think. And so it's interesting to see what the scribes' agenda was in seeing how they changed the Gospel of Mark. Oh, Anna's so nice. She said, this made my Monday. We were talking a lot about like how to balance everything with like rowing and schoolwork and how it's not always easy, so Anne's the best. Then I started reading the Bible. I absolutely love this New Testament class because I get to learn so much about the Bible, things I had never known about before. In this class, we read most of the New Testament, as well as the Dead Sea Scrolls and other historical texts written during the time of the early Christians. As a Christian, I really appreciate being able to take this class because I get to learn about the historical context of the Bible, which isn't covered too much in church. The professor is also incredible, passionate, and super knowledgeable. I've gone to his office hours many times to discuss questions about the Bible, such as, were there any women scribes? Or, what does the Bible say on sexual ethics? He always has an answer and a book that I can read. He's probably my favorite professor. I would totally recommend taking a religious studies course if you can. Wow,
learning so much about the history of the Bible. Very cool.
Then I did some breathing exercises just before I headed off to class.
And now let the breath out. One more time, stretching out sideways, and then let it out. This time, stretch out your ribs and hiss the breath out on an S, like this. Sss. Okay, make sure the hiss is even and we'll do it for 10 counts. Let's give this a go.
Then, as morning came to an end, I headed off to class. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me in a typical morning in my life. Make sure to watch more videos if you like them, and I'll see you in the next video.